Mr. Speaker, it's probably no surprise that I rise in opposition to this bill that's before us here today. And I'll start off by characterizing as a bill that lacks intellectual honesty and common sense. And I say that after having heard many people on both sides of the aisle, because I still pose the question, and after hearing many of the statements that were made, I still question how. How is it that we balance a budget, pay our debts, provide all the services that are much needed, and create jobs by increasing spending and by taxing? How? Of all the hours that we've still been debating, I still have not heard an honest explanation to that. Why is it that we continue to work harder and yet we do not work smarter? Why is it that we're here today voting on a budget that's not balanced? Why didn't we take the next several days, not the full 5 weeks that we still have, because quite frankly, I know I don't have any vacation plans because I signed up for this. This is why I got elected, is to make a balanced budget and in the best interest of the residents of Connecticut. I'm not going anywhere, whether or not a bill gets passed today or the next 5 weeks. What we should have done, Mr. Speaker, is have both budgets, people working on both sides of the aisle, and then propose a budget that would be in the best interest of the residents of Connecticut. Once again, we have failed them. How is it that we're going to make change, positive change, without government reform? Many people on many occasions in your districts, on the floor of the House, even up in the Senate chamber, everyone agrees that government's too big. Everyone agrees that government is bloated. Yet, several members and governors have said, it's not my problem, I didn't create the problem. It was the people before me. If you don't address the problem, you're now creating an additional problem. And the cycle goes on and on and on. But what I heard was from the manufacturers, I heard from the small business community, and I've heard from the mid-sized to the large business community. They cannot afford to do business in Connecticut. And what's even more fortunate, or unfortunate, my apologies, is they can't afford to do business outside of Connecticut either. Why is that? They can't sell their business. No one wants to buy their business. No one wants to buy the building that their business is located in. That's sad. So therefore, many of these businesses are shutting down, closing down. And yet we still sit up here, Mr. Speaker, with an unbalanced budget in the hopes that we may receive concessions. I would ask and urge everyone to think and consider what you are voting on when you go to press that button today. Who voted you into office? Who are your family members? Who are your neighbors? And who do you run into on a regular basis? Remember that, and remember the conversations that you've had with them, whether that was through town hall meetings, personal emails, phone calls, or walking the streets in your district. Remember them and what they have said to you, because I can assure you that if you press the green button today, that's more money for the government. If you press the red button, you can stop the nonsense.